Thank you very much, Chairman. A very good morning to all the participants. This paper that I've written with two other persons is actually a long-term project that we have been still working on with the collaboration of Ministry of Higher Education. This is actually our contribution in looking at various elements in enhancing the quality of distance learning. I would like to share with you one small component of the entire research project, which is looking at the effectiveness of ICT use in student-supervisor communication. Now, when we look at ICT, we are looking at digital literacy. When we say digital literacy, what is that? It's the ability to use digital technology and communication tools to locate, evaluate, use, and create information. All right? Glister defines digital literacy as a set of skills to access the internet, find, manage, edit digital information, join in communication, and engage with an online information and communication network. In order for us to successfully make use of this ICT in educational environment, one need to understand what we can achieve or benefit from capitalizing on this ICT. First, we are able to determine the extent of digital information needed. If we look at the ICT, it has brought in a phenomena where the information is unlimited. When information is unlimited, there is always an urge in students to get all the information as if all of them are very, very pertinent and necessary for their field of study. Second, access the needed digital information effectively and efficiently. Do we need all the information in our required study? We have to make the assessment carefully and creatively. Thirdly, evaluate digital information sources and services critically. Are all those information published in internet are authentic sources? We have to ask ourselves this critical question. Fourthly, incorporate selected digital information carefully in our work, understand the economic, legal, and social issues surrounding the use of digital information, and finally, use the information ethically and legally. The focus of this paper is the relationship between supervisor and the supervisee. How are they going to communicate effectively using the facility of ICT at the same time, not taking advantage of going against the ethical aspect of using ICT in producing their work. Now, the objective with this particular paper is to see, in the first place, what are the competency level of both supervisors and supervisee in using ICT, and we are looking at USM as a case study. Nevertheless, I believe this particular environment can be applicable to any other institution of higher learning. The second objective that we would like to achieve here is to gauge their perception. As mentioned by the previous panelists as well as the question posted, there are day in, day out a lot of information and technology created in ICT. What is the perception of the users? We also need to take that into consideration. Now, this is particularly a cross-sectional survey using an online questionnaire, and the questionnaire measures a couple of things. Among them are the demographics, users' competencies, some of the open source application the users are able to use, and comments as well as perceptions captured. All right? Let us take a view of the students' competency in using some of the ICT application. If you take a closer look, you will notice that as far as the basic Microsoft applications are concerned, they have not much of problem. But when we move on to other applications which are more sophisticated, such as statistical package and other analysis tool, you find that the student's competency is not really encouraging. Here we are talking about postgraduate students, just to make you aware of this background. Now, let us look at the supervisor's competency. You can see a similar pattern. As far as the basic Microsoft applications are concerned, there is no issue of competency. The moment we move on to other complicated applications like statistical package, you will notice that even the supervisors are not that competent. Here we have two groups of people: students, postgraduate students, and supervisors. The data show us some evidence that both postgraduate students as well as the supervisors do show some kind of gap in terms of competency. Now, when we look at their perception, let us leave alone competency. Let us see how do they perceive the use of ICT in student-supervisor communication. In this particular survey, we focus our analysis on four important aspects. First, whether the ICT improves communication. Second, whether the ICT use actually strengthens the student-supervisor relationship. Thirdly, whether it has any added value element. And finally, whether both supervisors and students optimize the available ICT infrastructure available. Here goes analysis. On a 7-point scale, the supervisors assess all the four important dimensions quite favorably, which is significantly higher than the middle point 4. And when we look at it, many of them agree that actually the ICT helps improve communication between them and their supervisors. Now, when we further analyze it according to their various demographic features, we find that actually the females are more favorable in terms of perception compared to the male supervisors. And those supervisors having less number of years in the institution seems to be giving more favorable perception as far as the use of ICT in improving communication. Let us check this against the students' perception.